Hey guys, this is Eric Weingartner with Weingartner Racing. It's Saturday, so it's like an update of what happened this week video and what's going to happen in the future. A lot of exciting stuff to talk about. First off, let's talk about the book. This is version 1 of the book. I got new ones in stock. It's on my website. You go to wengines.com. There's a link to go to the store to buy these. So if you want to buy version 1, it's available. It's $38 shipped. However, this is version 2. So that's being printed now. This is how thick it is. And this one, really, you need to buy book 1 to understand book 2 or parts of it. Let me explain. In version 2, you have see, at the very beginning, you've got very little information. Like there's a disclaimer I've got in there, and then it starts data. So you've got this page, which is behind it, just stuck together. Well, anyway, this page behind it has the information about the manifolds as far as the cross-sectional area, only for the ones used in Section 2. Then you have the dyno runs as far as the peaks, and then starts like the overlays and different things. And at the very back, and I was going to make this 2 books, I just made it 1. You have comparisons between comparisons between dyno session 1 and 2. So like this one is the divider cutout versus non-divider cutout, and all that stuff's in here. It's available, so I'm going to put it on my website, and probably on my website, hopefully before this video gets put out, and it's going to be pre-ordered. They said they're going to be done Tuesday, and the way it's going to work is if you've already bought version 1, it's going to cost you $30 shipped. If you haven't bought version 1, it's going to cost you $38. So it's better to buy version 1 and version 2. However, if you've also bought version 1, I will sell you the PDF copy because I'm fairly certain I can send it via email. Only if you've bought version 1, I will send you the PDF of version 2. So you don't have a printout. However, I'm that guy. I would rather have the book because I hate flipping through pages on a computer because then you got to go back. It's much easier for me for this. So, $20 for PDF if you bought version 1. If you haven't bought version 1, I'm not selling it to you in the PDF version. You can only get it in hardcover, or hard copy or whatever. Hopefully that makes sense. So just to recap, version 1 is $38. If you bought version 1, you can buy the hard copy of version 2 for $30. If you want the PDF, you have to have bought version 1 for $38, and then you get the PDF for $20. So hopefully it makes sense. Now, what else happened this week? Let's get to that because this is going to be kind of interesting. I was on the dyno on Thursday, and what engine got dynoed? It's not here. It's Cecil's engine. You'd have to go back into my videos quite a ways, and it'd be like the 406 humbles me, and that's the engine. So if you go back and you look at that video, and I'm going to make a recap, that was on a different dyno, and it made 700 horsepower, but it didn't make nothing for torque. And it was way off from what it was initially. Well, Dunsworth had dynoed that engine before I took it to Engine Masters. So we had a baseline from that dyno. I took it back. We re-dynoed it, and it's not a pooch on torque. I will say it's down from what it was in the Engine Masters trim as far as torque-wise, but it's still pretty good. Peak power, it gained a little, but I can't wait to do that video because it's when I show you the chart, you'll be like, there's no way that truck went faster with that. Can't wait for that. We also tested on methanol. That was a big thing. Methanol is great again. 20 horsepower up, 30 foot-pounds of torque. It hasn't let us down yet, and that's just 11.5 to 1. That's another video. I will be back on the dyno again on Thursday for round 3 of the dyno mule. And let me show you, because Keith spotted this. So Keith sent in this intake, obviously. This is the cast iron bow tie. By the way, he said that's totally stock. He did not cut that out. That's exactly how it came. It's rusted because that's never been on anything that's sitting. This is the Brodix, and I'm going to make a video on Wednesday describing all the differences and similarities about the dual planes before I actually test on Thursday. This one, a customer called me up and said, hey, I want to order this HV 1016 dual plane manifold because I'll pay more if you just test it on the dyno mule. I haven't tested that one, but I'm going to now because Keith spotted this. Look at the manifold. You're like, okay, now look at this one. Now, when I thought about it, too, I was like, they're still pairing the same runners. Because look how they're paired. See that outside one? They're still paired the same. But Keith spotted this. Look at it. The top runner, the deeper plenum is on the right side on this. It's on the left side on this. That makes those runners longer on this side. And still the same length on the other. I don't know. That's going to be interesting. So I look forward to dyno testing that on Thursday as well. I did get a Victor Jr. However, this has been port matched. These, not this one. But about 5 ounce voltage will be put on the dyno mule on Thursday. and we're going to try again, see what happens. I'm also going to switch to the 5/16 push rods, and then I'm done with that those set of heads for now. Obviously, I'm going to do some port work on them for later dyno testing. AFR got a hold of me this week and asked me which heads, through what other head I was looking for. I told them I want the AFR 195 competition and the 227 competition ported head. If I can get that AFR 195 competition ported head, that's going to be great, because the head I'm going to switch to is the ProMax Project X 215. That head flows almost identical to the 195 competition. So what you have is you'll have two heads that flow the same, but the volume and the minimum cross sections are dramatically different. So it'd be really cool to see that on the dyno, how much power and torque switches or changes with that version. One obviously has more velocity, one has less velocity, how it affects through the curve. That will be nice. That'll be future coming up. Now, that takes care of all the engine stuff that's going on. My son had an awards banquet yesterday, and I'm going to tag some pictures probably in the thumbnail. It was for Broken Arrow High School, who is what he swims for. He had his awards banquet for swimming yesterday, and he won an award. It was for Workhorse. This is the one that puts in the most amount of work. He got it. Super proud of him. That is voted on by his peers. A majority of his peers voted for him, almost unanimous, almost. So outstanding. I was so proud of him. Good job there. And that swim team has some really great swimmers in it. They had 3 people on that swim team that signed college scholarship swim deals. So they had 2 girls that got it for swimming. One's going to one college in Missouri, and the other one's going to college in Arkansas, and they signed, they got scholarships. But here's the kicker. One of the girls on the swim team got a Division I rugby scholarship. I had no idea. I was like, because I played rugby in college. Oh my gosh, super cool. I didn't even know. Great deal. There was no boys, seniors that got a scholarship, mostly because they're done with swimming. They didn't want to go pursue it further. Because if you do swimming, if you're living in the state of Oklahoma and you want to do swimming in college, you can't. You pretty much have to leave state. There are no colleges in Oklahoma that have a swim team, which seems weird because OU has this fantastic football team. OSU has a fantastic football team. I say a fantastic. They have football teams and they have great facilities, but no swimming one. I mean, if you saw the football stadiums, you'd think they just, a little, it's probably the size of the locker room could be the swim pool, whatever. But I guess not. And to me, it's like a no-brainer, especially for the Title IX, because you have boys and girls swimming. I have no idea why Oklahoma doesn't have it. So anyway, that's part of the reason why none of the seniors pursued swimming in college, because they'd have to leave state, and you get the idea. However, Bishop really is trying to get, he's just a sophomore, but he's trying to swim in college, and the one he wants to go to is West Virginia, because he's got a cousin that goes out there. But the other reason is he wants to pursue aerospace engineering. West Virginia has that, and they also have a swimming team. However, they're Division I, which will be really tough for him. He's definitely training hard right now. He never quit. So he had 2 weeks off, and then he's now in the long course swimming. So in 2 weeks, he competes. Now, this is club, not high school. He competes at a meet, and I will be in Springfield, Missouri, unfortunately, doing some electronic fuel injection training. But he's going to swim, and it's long ones. In other words, his first event's like 1,600. It's almost a mile of swimming. So, yeah, long course season begins, goes all the way through summer, then back to regular. He ain't giving up. The kid's got, he got on that workhorse for a reason. Look at today. He got up at 8 o'clock to go swimming. Actually, we'll go back to yesterday. He swam for just an hour to get out to go take a shower, put on his suit, and he looked pimp to go to his awards assembly. And then this morning got up at 8 o'clock to swim till 10 o'clock. 8 o'clock to swim till 10:30, I'm sorry. He'll get done with that. At 3:30, he has to go to his strength and conditioning for another hour. So, workhorse for a reason. But anyway, that's what's going on. Wednesday, I'm going to do a video about the dual planes and show what's coming up on the dyno mill I'm going to try on Thursday. Thursday should be dynoing. Don't forget about the book. You guys, great customers make this happen. So it ain't me. Please like it, subscribe, share this stuff. I'd prefer if the channel grows. Not because I'm trying to make a fortune, but this would be really cool for a lot of people. Like, I can't find any information about X, Y, and Z manifold. I'm putting it, it's easier to put together. And you guys, without you customers and viewers, this stuff really doesn't happen. Let's be honest. That Victor Jr. came from a person that's watched. He's never done business with me before. This one's the first time ever doing business with me before. So yeah, great things happen when all of us come together. So guys, thanks. And remember, I'm no Superman. You guys take care.